In the last few days, I've discussed with you some of the writers and books from India. And today, as I close this theme, let me take you to something that is very close to India, that is truly the soul of India. And that is the mysticism that you find in India. It goes as far back in history as you can find. In one of the ancient scriptures of Rig Veda, for example, you'd find many mystic verses. For example, consider these lines. Who really knows? Who can presume to tell it? Whence was it born? Whence issued this creation? Even the gods came after its emergence. Then who can tell from whence it came to be? That out of which creation has arisen, whether it held it firm or it did not. He who surveys it in the highest heaven, he surely knows. Or maybe he does not. So as you can see, even in the religious scriptures, you find a lot of mysticism. Sometimes it comes in the form of faith, sometimes in the form of skepticism, as I narrated these verses for you. Here, the idea is to question even the creation or the idea of God. And as we'll see in this podcast, some of these verses or some of the poetry that talks about the faith part, the love and affection for God. So it really comes in different colors. But the idea of mysticism, that is very much there as a part of Indian tradition. So today in this episode, I'm going to narrate some mystical poetry verses from the ancient traditions, ancient writers, even medieval writers and mystics of India. So let me start with the Bhagavad Gita text, where Krishna, the supreme consciousness which is to be believed in Hindu traditions, he is telling about the way of love, how the worshipper can find him through love. So this is what he says. Still your mind in me, still your intellect in me, and without doubt you'll be united with me forever. If you cannot still your mind in me, learn to do so through the regular practice of meditation. If you lack the will for such self-discipline, engage yourself in my work. For selfless service can lead you at last to complete fulfillment. If you are unable to do even this, surrender yourself to me, disciplining yourself and renouncing the results of all your actions. Better indeed is knowledge than mechanical practice. Better than knowledge is meditation. But better still is surrender of attachment to results, because there follows immediate peace. That one I love who is incapable of ill will, who is friendly and compassionate, living beyond the reach of I and mine and of pleasure and pain, patient, contented, self-controlled, firm in faith, with all his heart and all his mind given to me. With such a one, I am in love. Not agitating the world or by it agitated. He stands above the sway of elation, competition, and fear. He is my beloved. And then there is a wonderful song by Adi Shankara or Shankaracharya, which is I Am Shiva. It is dedicated to Hindu god Shiva, but once again it talks about the supreme consciousness, that there is non-dualism. This duality of everything, these boundaries, all these are illusion. So I'm going to narrate this beautiful, beautiful song, which is obviously originally in Sanskrit, but like all these verses, I'm narrating for my listeners the translated English version. So here we go. I am neither the mind, the intellect, nor the silent voice within, neither the eyes, the ears, the nose, nor the mouth. I am not water, fire, earth, nor ether. I am consciousness and bliss. I am Shiva. I am Shiva. I am not the life force, nor the vital airs, not the 7 components, nor the 5 sheets. I am not the tongue, hands, feet, nor organ of procreation. I am consciousness and bliss. I am Shiva. I am Shiva. Neither attachment nor aversion can touch me. Neither greed, delusion, pride, nor jealousy are mine at all. I am not duty, nor wealth, nor happiness. I am consciousness and bliss. I am Shiva. I am Shiva. I am not virtue, nor vice, not pain, nor pleasure. I am neither temple nor holy word, not sacred fire nor the Vedas. I am consciousness and bliss. I am Shiva. I am Shiva. I have neither death nor doubt nor class distinction, neither father nor mother, nor any birth at all. I'm not the brother, the friend, the master, nor the disciple. I am Shiva. I am Shiva. I am not detachment, nor salvation, nor anything reached by the senses. I am beyond all thought and form. I am everywhere and nowhere at all. I am consciousness and bliss. I am Shiva. I am Shiva. So that's the song by Adi Shankara, and you must listen to the Sanskrit version as well. It goes by the name called Shivoham Shivoham. It's wonderful. Now let's come to the medieval times, and during the Bhakti period, as it is called, we have Mirabai, who is the worshipper of Krishna. She really devoted her life to Krishna and sings and writes poetry for him. I have discussed some of her poetry in one of the earlier podcasts. So here are a few lines from Mirabai, and here once again she is talking about Krishna. Sister, I went into market and picked up the dark one. You whisper as though it were shameful. I strike my drum and declare it in public. You say I paid high. I say I weighed it out on the scales. It was cheap. Money is no good here. I traded my body. I paid with my life. Dark one, give Mira a glance. We struck a bargain lifetimes ago. So that's really a really short poem by Mirabai. The dark one is she's referring to Krishna and talking about the idol that she's got of Krishna. So that is when you find worship or faith being practiced in form of pure love. And this idea of the union with God, finding the love of God, is reflected in most of the bhakti poetry. And one of the famous poets was Kabir Das. So I'm going to recite a few lines from his poetry. Here it goes. O Sadhu, the simple union is the best. Since the day when I met with my Lord, there has been no end to the sport of our love. I shut not my eyes, I close not my ears, I do not mortify my body. I see with eyes open and smile and behold his beauty everywhere. I utter his name, and whatever I see, it reminds me of him. Whatever I do, it becomes his worship. The rising and the setting are one to me. All contradictions are solved. Wherever I go, I move round him. All I achieve is his service. When I lie down, I lie prostrate at his feet. He is the only adorable one to me. I have none other. My tongue has left off impure words. It sings his glory day and night. Whether I rise or sit down, I can never forget him. For the rhythm of his music beats in my ears. Kabir says, my heart is frenzied, and I disclose in my soul what is hidden. I am immersed in that one great bliss which transcends all pleasure and pain. And then when you come to slightly modern times, you have the poetry of Fakir Chand. And I'm going to recite a really short verse by him. It says, my soul cries out, snared by the beauty of the formless one. As I cry by myself, night and day, beauty amassed before my eyes surpasses numberless moons and suns. If I look at the clouds in the sky, I see his beauty afloat, and I see him walk on the stars, blazing my heart. And finally, as we come to the 20th century, I have a short poem by Tagore, and it's called The Sick Bed. And here it is. When I woke up this morning, there was a rose in my flower vase. The question came to me, the power that brought you through cyclic time to final beauty, dodging at every turn the torment of ugly incompleteness. Is it blind? Is it abstracted? Does it, like a world-denying sannyasi, make no distinction between beauty and the opposite of beauty? Is it merely rational, merely physical, lacking in sensibility? There are some who argue that grace and ugliness take equal seats. At the court of creation, that neither is refused entry by the guards. As a poet, I cannot enter such arguments. I can only gaze at the universe in its full, true form, at the millions of stars in the sky, carrying their huge, harmonious beauty, never breaking their rhythm or losing their tune, never deranged and never stumbling. I can only gaze and see in the sky the spreading layers of a vast, radiant, petaled rose. So that's it for today, and I will catch you next time with the new theme. So, catch you next time. Keep following, keep sharing.